Hi, crafty friends. This is Amanda. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Michigan. Welcome, and thank you for watching my 36th video. I really appreciate it. Today, I thought we'd play again with the Field and Flower Designer Series paper. It's a free item with a $50 purchase during Saleabration. There are going to be 2 celebrations from now on, and they're only lasting 2 months, and that's why this promotion ends at the end of February 2021. We're going to need a piece of basic white, some bumblebee, granny apple green, a little bit more bumblebee than that. We're going to need Happy Thoughts and the Hippo and Friends dies. We're also going to need the daisy punch because we're going to be playing with this cute daisy pattern. Isn't it great? If you were to cut this up and my dimensions, you could make 8 cards really easy from just this one piece of paper. We're going to take our Stampin' Trimmer and cut this designer series paper at 3 inches by 6 inches. This trimmer is very similar to the Fisker's trimmer that you might see at your craft store. It's about the same price, $25, but this one has a score mechanism, which is so helpful. So we're going to cut the piece of basic white on the short end at 7 inches and at the long end at 10 inches for us to make a 5x7 card, what's considered an A7 card. Then we're going to take the lighter blade and score at 5 inches. Super easy to do. Next, we're going to take the bumblebee, I think. And this bumblebee happens to be my last piece of bumblebee. I'm going to have to grab some more so it has some tatters at the edge because I've been playing with it, as you can see. So I'm just going to cut this down to a base panel, which is 4 3/4 by 6 3/4. It's 1/4 of an inch smaller all the way around from the card base. Next, please make sure you have these basic matte dots. They make the card. Now we're going to take this teeny tiny balloon from the Hippo and Friends dies and cut it out of our big shot. I had searched high and low for a small circle that's about a 1/2 inch. And this is what I had to use. It's great when we can use things that we already have. I was not going to cut a circle myself. So I'll just cut that little nozzly protruding thing off. And we're going to take our daisy punch and cut out 2 daisies. You see I already have one cut out already. So we're just going to punch it out. If you flip your die over, you can make sure that that you have enough paper all around, and then it will be a perfect punch. We're just going to, again, I wasn't perfect, guys. I'm sorry. So I had to redo my little bumblebee circle. But we're just going to put adhesive, and I like to glue on this part, on both of our middles of our daisies, stagger them, and then use the bumblebee for the middle. Isn't that just adorable? It's so fun and happy. All right, we're going to take our card base that we scored this way, and we're going to flip it over and then bend it back upon itself and use our Teflon bone folder to crease our score line, and then we have a nice creased card. Now we have 1/8 of an inch all the way around because we cut it strategically. And then we're just going to place some of our Stampin' Seal, which is a very heavy-duty, wonderful adhesive. You really don't need this much of it, but I like all of my edges to have some adherence down so there's no gapes or anything. And I'm just going to line that up and then place it down and rub my fingers all over the edges. And I did need to add a little bit there, but I'm just going to take my adhesive eraser and remove any adhesive that I don't want. All right, you might be hearing my puppies in the background. They want their lunch. And my husband makes their lunch from scratch. Yes, if you can believe it. He makes his homemade dog food for them because I have little doggies that their teefies hurt because they're a little bit older. All right, we're going to adhere this daisy DSP right on the left-hand side, about 1/4 of an inch away from the side, in the middle towards the top and the bottom. So about 1/2 inch from the top and 1/2 inch from the bottom. Then we're going to cut our granny apple green about 1 inch wide and use our banner pick a punch, something like that. Banners pick a punch, and turn that over and then punch out a cute little banner. It's the perfect way to make the banner tails at the end. And today I'm going to use this Happy Thoughts. There's some beautiful sentiments in there, but there's also a great from Heal Your Heart that says we're in this together. There's some great ones from In Bloom as well. So we're just going to take this happy birthday card because I always need birthday cards, and this is a fun, happy one, I think. And I always use A7 cards when I do my birthdays. Now, I'm going to take a moment, put this in the center and lined up straight on my block. Then I can ink up the stamp. That way, I know that from the block, my stamp is going to be perfectly straight and centered. And I have a perfect stamped image. We're going to cut this about 4 inches. And because I cannot cut a straight line with my scissors, I'm going to grab my trimmer here. But we are going to pop it up on some dimensionals. And I'm going to use what I call the bones or the skeleton, which are those leftover pieces from the dimensional sheet. You just cut them up and they are perfect to use for a little bit longer or wider pieces that you want to pop up. And like I said, we're just going to cut this at 4 inches, easy peasy. And it's coming together. It's adorable. I'll just add the rest of my ends here, my little bones, so that this is perfectly popped up. Now I'm going to take your pick tool and turn it around because I used that spatula before. If I can get it in there, it's really super easy, but I'm having a difficult time. And if you just take the edge and pull it up a little bit, you can get that release paper off. Or you can puncture your release paper and lift it off to the side and it will come off as well. So if you have nails or if you don't have nails, that's an easy way to get it off, especially if you have nail polish on. Then we'll put that just a little, maybe 1.5 inches down from the top. Perfect. Next, we're going to use these cute matte enamel black dots. I just love them. Don't mind my attempt to use my bone folder as a straight edge. I'm going to take a piece of paper here. If you have a T-ruler, this is the perfect opportunity to use it. I don't have one. I need to pick one up. But I'm just going to place my enamel dots here, 3 of them along this line that I've created with my designer series paper. It's about 1/2 inch away from the edge, and the top one is a little bit too tall. So I'm just going to pull that down a little bit. And I didn't get it perfectly straight, so I'll scooch that over. Now, you don't have to be perfect. It looked okay. But I'm just going to adhere these down. They already have adhesive on the background, so I'm just going to push them down to make sure they're all perfect. What do you think? We're going to add one more element. Now make sure you put the top on that, take your pick tool. It is pokey. Now we're just going to adhere this. I don't think it needs dimensionals if you zhuzh it up a little bit and place that down. Oh, it's so happy and fun. You can make 8 cards with this one piece of designer series paper, and I love this card. I hope you do as well. If you're finding this video interesting and if you're learning something, I'd love for you to give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Now, I have been pretty laxed on creating my insides of a card, making them a little bit more fun and interesting. And today is going to be no different. But so I'm just going to add my sentiment. I think it would be great if you did something fun on the inside. I don't know. I chose not to today. You could put some designer series paper on the edge. You could stamp up a daisy. There's lots of things you could do. I'm going to get my mojo back for my middle, for my center of my card shortly. Okay, this is how I'm going to ink up my stamp. I'm just going to walk it across my ink pad. Now remember, I did spend some time centering it and making the sentiment straight so that I could just concentrate on my block being straight. And then I have a perfectly straight image. This is a really great stamp set, this Happy Thoughts. And I'm going to clean off my red rubber on my chamois so that I can keep my stamps nice and clean. I hope you like it. I hope you have a blessed day. Please comment below. Thanks, guys.